Manhunt for Joshua Zimmerman. Joshua Zimmerman escaped from the DeSoto County Courthouse on June 14th out of Mississippi. He was last seen in Memphis on June 15th. Here's what June of 2024, just shy of a year, is how long he was in for, where he didn't get much sunlight at all. So he gets out. We're going on day 50, so I mean, a tan is not far-fetched at all. And he can literally, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, there's at least 12, if not 24. It can, every disguise, you have to do it in 3 different skin tones, right? Like a tan, an extra tan, and then sunburn, or say he's in the house. Those are really the only options. And there's really not much else. Again, Zimmerman is wanted out of Texas for murder in the first degree. He's wanted out of Mississippi for attempted murder. He's wanted and armed robbery. He's wanted out of Connecticut for 2 rapes. All right, I'm going to start this over because his charges are so long. Zimmerman is wanted for 2 rapes, an attempted murder, and a kidnapping in Connecticut. He's wanted for murder in the first degree in Texas. He's wanted for attempted murder and armed robbery and carjacking in Mississippi. Now, the sheriff in Mississippi initially said that he's wanted for carjacking and he was brought in for that, but that's just not true. That's, I guess, a little true. He has a carjacking, but he also has a few bodies under his belt, and he also rapes men and women, and he also kidnaps. So it's a big difference. It's not a carjacking. It's not just an attempted murderer. This guy, the police, not that the police are doing good, they're taking orders, but the sheriff, that guy, Tuggle, whatever his name is, he's a very charismatic himself. You know, he called Zimmerman a charismatic guy. He said, we've transported 24,702 inmates. Obviously, Zimmerman wasn't one, because he's on the run. So what's up with that? The sheriff has a lot of explaining to do. He said to the media on that first week of the escape that this individual is wanted for attempted murder. No, he didn't even start with that. He said this individual is wanted for carjacking and an armed robbery, and he has the potential to get violent, and he has a charge out of Texas. The Texas carries death penalty, so that's a big discrepancy there. It doesn't get any bigger than that. How do you compare? Now, if you guys are looking outside for a guy, right, and you're told that he is a carjacker, and that they're looking for him like this and that, you're not going to be out on the lookout, right? You're not going to check your surveillance. I wouldn't give a shit. Cool, man, run, go, because you just went from carjacking to escape, and you added, you'd be an idiot, right? Because carjacking, you're looking at a couple of years, and in escape, you're adding like 15. So he left out that he's basically on death row. Zimmerman is essentially a death row inmate walking. He is a dead man walking. He is condemned. He's going to be sentenced to death. In Texas, it just is what it is. Welcome to America. If you commit crimes, you have to pay the price. And yeah, you're innocent until proven guilty to a point. If you are accused of the same exact thing I'm not talking civil lawsuits. I'm not talking like the Me Too stuff where it's 30 years in. I'm talking this guy's on a spree, killing and raping and kidnapping, and he's made out to be a carjacker. It's so ridiculous that you can't make this stuff up. But then the sheriff tries to dodge stuff and make stuff funny by saying, had he had a thong on, that is just ridiculous. Had he had handcuffs, maybe he wouldn't have had to wear a thong, But again, guys, Zimmerman is not your average escapee. If he is still in Memphis, he's going to be making a move, and he's going to be making it sooner than later. It's getting close to the point of desperation, right? Because you can't be on the run for this long and not move and get desperate. His money lines, wherever he's getting money from, if you're helping Zimmerman, it's really not worth it in the long run, because you're going to end up doing 45 years in prison. Anybody that is caught, if they execute a search warrant and they find Zimmerman, anybody else in that house, you guys are all going, all of you, and you can all thank Zimmerman. But he might escape again. If it's in Mississippi, they'll let him out, and then you guys can pay the price. But if you're in the house with him when they come, you're looking at 45 years, because Texas wants you for 25, Connecticut for about whatever I tweeted a few days ago. It added up to 45 years. And that is what, you're going to help a cross-dressing spree killer get cross-country for what? So you can do 45 years in prison when he offs himself, knowing that he has a death sentence. He's not a gangster. He's not in a gang. He's not a thug. He's a coward. He's a wimp. That's what he is. in Waterbury. He has no street cred. If you guys in Memphis are giving it to him, you're idiots, because you're taking somebody that was rejected from the streets, okay, for a reason. He's a Latin princess. He's not a Latin king. The Latin kings threw him under the bus. He's a joke, dude. You know that you're a joke when a gang says, nah, he's not ours. Okay, he's a princess. That's what he got chased out of Waterbury. He was embarrassed and stemmed from the rape of a male, right? So the gangs in Waterbury, they don't like that as much. I'm not saying they don't really, from what I understand, gangs are not into they do the drug dealing and stuff like that, but when it comes to sex offenses and stuff like that, no. But then you have a sex offender who doesn't discriminate. He'll do everything, you know. For all we know, he's into bestiality. The guy is sick, and honestly, he has to be put down. If you're watching this, Zimmerman, it sucks. Either take meds, go to prison, or you have to be put down. At the end of the day, you are a monster that is going out on a spree. That's what this guy is. He's a spree killer. He's not a carjacker. He's a spree killer. Big difference. He might have carjacked somebody in Mississippi as part of his spree killing. The guy that lived was supposed to die. Spree killing, right? He didn't come to Mississippi to go have breakfast. No, he came to Mississippi to find a town where he can, in his head, settle down and victimize somebody until the clock caught up with him. He was charged with murder. They thought his name was Vincent. He was going by Michael. The guy is slick, but he's not that slick, okay? He's not. Nobody is when it comes down to it, and everybody makes mistakes during manhunts. You guys saw Danilo Cavalcante. When he made his mistake, it was over within a few, that was it. If you take Longwood Gardens out of the picture after that, then it was over after, when he made his first mistake after Longwood. He made about 50 mistakes in Longwood, but we can't talk about that. But in this case, we're dealing with a guy that has come from another town, and he went to the hood in Memphis, and he's fooling you guys. The people in the hood in Memphis, you guys are being taken as fools. He's telling you that he's the man in Connecticut. I guarantee you, if you were seen with him in prison, they'd kill you too because of the stuff that guy's done. So you do not want to be associated with him, because your own gangs, when they find out that you're harboring a princess that's going around raping men and women and kidnapping others and killing the rest, you've got a problem, and you're not going to be in a gang. You're going to be in prison, but not protected, because Zimmerman is not in a gang, okay? If he claims he is, he's a coward. He's a liar. That gang, what gang? His family? Give me a break. There is no gang that is taking credit for Zimmerman. He's alone. He's in Memphis is helping him. You guys have to work together in Memphis. If you live there, I know normally, like even in Philly, people don't tell, but let me tell you, if Zimmerman came in Philly right now with the reward out, doesn't take much. We're dealing with a rapist, okay? That's not something that's called snitching. That's called making the world a better place. We don't need rapists running around. We just don't. Thank you, DeSoto County Sheriff. Great job with the 24,702 other inmates that you apparently kept. How do we know nobody escaped, you moron? We literally don't. You deleted the surveillance of this one, and you want us to believe that nobody ever escaped from your little courthouse that has no doorknobs on the third floor? Give me a break. That place should have been condemned in the 1800s when they built it. It should be shut down tomorrow. That prosecutor should lock up that sheriff, because there's something going on in DeSoto County. They downplayed this, so when somebody gets killed, and somebody will, Zimmerman is not going around selling cookies. He's going to kill if he hasn't. He's going to rape if he hasn't, and he's going to kidnap if he hasn't. He might have a family hostage right now, for all we know, but we just don't, because he hasn't been cited. And it doesn't help when people call in. Well, no, they don't call in. You have his, support system that's there, and they sit back and watch instead of calling the marshals from the outset and saying, hey, just so you know, we know the escapee that you're looking for. Just in case he comes our way, here's my phone number. Now let's wait for the government to kick in our doors. Give me a break. This whole thing it's been botched. The sheriff in DeSoto County should marry Joshua Zimmerman's mother. They would make an amazing couple together. They would be the best couple together. Sheriff, she's single. Tina, he's single. Get together. You guys have one thing in common. You love Zimmerman. You got him out. The sheriff calls him a charismatic guy. He speaks of him like he's a dang on, he's a killing rapist kidnapper. And he's like, he's charismatic. No, that's Ted Bundy shit. That's not charisma, you weirdo. He's a psycho, a sociopath, everything in between. He will dress like a woman to rape a guy. Give me a break. What do you call that? It's not. It's more than a disorder at that point. He has a problem because he goes and rapes a woman, right? And then he's gonna rape a man dressed as a woman. What the hell? And I'm laughing because they downplayed this to the point of no return. They literally said that we're dealing with a carjacker who's going to probably come in and take your car keys and then give you a box of cookies. They left out the part where he's going to rape your kids, kill your wife. And let me back it up. He's going to rape your husband. Okay. Probably kill the wife, and he'll switch it up. That's the thing. His MO is so effed that he dances, he changes, he is able to do whatever he wants. You know why? Because DeSoto County Sheriff said he's wanted for carjacking when he's wanted for murder in the first degree. He's going to be put to death. Carjackers, they get second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. You can do carjacking as a career and you will not do life in prison. Maybe you'll keep doing small bids, but you have something to look for, right? You have something to look forward to, which is getting out. Zimmerman has the lethal injection. That's what they're going to give Zimmerman. Lethal injection. That's his sentence. That's what he's getting. He's not a carjacker. He's not an attempted murderer. He's a cold-blooded spree killer who just so happened to come through Mississippi. And honestly, that was the worst thing that could have ever happened to the United States as far as Zimmerman is concerned, because he escapes from a courthouse and they don't tell the public for the better part of a week, and then for 3 weeks they tell him we're going to get him. We didn't tell you guys because we wanted you to be safe. This man is dangerous. He's going to kill our cops wait a second. So you didn't tell the public because you're worried that he's going to kill your officers. Now, I'm the first to understand officer safety, okay, because almost all of my friends are cops. I understand that, but I can promise you that the cops that you claim to be protecting would have loved for the public to know that there's a killer on the loose. You know why? He wouldn't have made it to Memphis, you moron. You would have caught him before he got there. Meanwhile, he's hitching a ride to Memphis, now probably dressing as a woman. Literally, that is the problem we are faced with, and where do you start to look for this guy? It's not your average gangster. It's not your average escapee. At least with Danilo, we knew what we were dealing with. He was of Brazilian descent. He was able to navigate the forests and stuff over there. He can deal with the heat. But they had an idea, and they were giving it, though extremely minimal and sometimes nothing. They were giving something, information. They'd have a press conference. DeSoto County is gagged. You guys, again, look what we're dealing with. Person who can pass as anything. I mean, a wig for $10, some makeup, and look what we've got ourselves. A beautiful woman, if you want, or he could be a man the next day, or he could be, he could kind of do them all. He's got the caveman look right there. He's got the angry girl. He's got there's the CIA chick, he can pull off anything. And then you could see that just a little bit of hair changes this immensely. Literally. I mean, it doesn't get any crazier. If you do this to your own picture, I guarantee you're not going to look that good as a woman. I mean, we can call them anything you want. What does it take to know that, how do you mix this up with a carjacker, dude? Give me a break. And on top of that, you owe an apology to that family for basically calling their daughter worthless. You're a piece of work. A girl was killed. Many others raped. Men too, you monster. Why don't you tell the public what they deserve to know, which is that they might not make it through the weekend if Zimmerman isn't caught. Why don't you tell that to your taxpayers out there? You're going to lose a few of them. Is that maybe what you're hoping for? Who in their right mind tells the public that I didn't want to tell you guys anything because I was afraid for your safety, and I did it for you. And you should be happy and comfortable that he escaped. What? And the rest of the country should be scared? Dude, my God, I don't know how the guy got elected. I really don't. I mean, he's good at he is a fraud and a big fraud, okay? You are a sheriff. You're supposed to be the guy of the law. The DA, you should have chimed in a little bit. Victim's advocate, jerk off. Because at the end of the day, a girl is dead, and you guys didn't say that. You didn't even say anything about his rapes, about his kidnappings, about the dead girl that he came to Houston because of. You left all of that out and said he stole a car. Are you stupid? Yeah, he stole a car after he raped people in, 2-3 states? After he attempted to kill people in at least 2 states after he murdered somebody in cold blood, murder in the first degree, premeditated in Texas. Yeah, you gotta tell us that, because what's next? All right, what are we gonna have next? Nothing. The only thing that's gonna surprise me is if Zimmerman is arrested without incident. That's gonna be a surprise. That'll be the biggest surprise. Probably, if that happens, I mean, that would be wild. I just don't see, I mean, that would catch me by surprise. I have like, honestly, everybody gets caught. And you know how I am, everybody gets caught. I'll tell you, Zimmerman has a better chance of probably making it away than he has in his head of getting out of this alive. He's not gonna let the authorities take him alive. He's wanted for the death penalty. Again, guys, he committed murder in Texas. He's wanted for 2 rapes in Connecticut, rape of a man, rape of a woman. So he doesn't discriminate. And if you're helping him in Memphis and you claim to be a gangster, you're nothing at all. Because the likes of Zimmerman, they don't get treated with any dignity in prison by staff or inmates, right? The only reason he had friends is because they didn't know his background. Had they known it, they would have said, that creep, that pervert is running up, catch her before she gets outside. That's what they would have said. And they would have gotten him. And they would have stopped it right then and there. You're right, Georgia, it's a way of, whatever, it's a way of life. Or not Georgia, the South is a way of life. So what, did you support that way of life, Sheriff? Are you saying something? You know what I mean? What are you trying to say? Because if you're saying that you don't accept people wearing, like, what was that? So you compare Zimmerman to wearing a thong and you say the North is a direction, the South is a way of life. But dude, he rapes men and he rapes women. So are you part of that direction? You know what I mean? Do you like, it's a very stupid statement. Either you're a moron who doesn't know how to read and didn't read anything about this inmate before what? You waited for me to go live on X a month in, dude. Give me a break. I shouldn't be finding out more than you did in an entire, like, literally, for a sheriff, you are a joke. You literally are a joke. If you don't have every single resource that you have under you searching for this guy, you're a clown, a big clown. And you didn't even ask for help because you're so tough on law. Mr. 17, you didn't transport no 17,000 anything, or 24, whatever the heck the number is. And I don't believe, even if you show me the papers, you know why? Because I can't see the surveillance. How about that? Show us some surveillance footage of you transporting maybe 1 or 2 inmates, and then we'll start talking. Because apparently, wherever you transport them, you leave the evidence too. Again, guys, he's wanted for murder in Texas. He's wanted for 2 rapes in Connecticut, raping a man, raping a woman. He's wanted for kidnapping in Connecticut. He's wanted for attempted murder in Connecticut. If he gets to Connecticut, it's going to get deadly. So be on the lookout. And honestly, from at this point, every single state start being on the lookout, with the exception of Texas. And if you see him in Texas, yeah, amazing. But I highly doubt it. So every other state other than Texas, start putting your guard way up. Florida, you guys should have had your guard up since we told you about 2 weeks ago. And if you didn't, there's a chance that he might have crossed through, or he might be there. That's where we stand right now. When they started sweeping out in Florida, that was about 2 weeks ago. Again, guys, Arkansas a few days ago became a new state of interest. So now all of the states are Arkansas, Connecticut, Florida, Mississippi, and Tennessee. Those are the main states. The heaviest focal point, obviously, is Tennessee right now, which hence the whole, if you find him in Tennessee or you know where he's at, just tell us right now. Don't, you know what I mean. Tell us, and you get $50,000 as long as it's before midnight tomorrow or Saturday. Other than that, we have to start raising our guard, because we don't know what we're looking for. Is it a man? Is it a woman? Is it white? Is it black? Is it Hispanic? You know, we just don't know. It could pass for anything. And in this weather, I mean, come on, guys. He uses disguises he's literally been disguised as a landscaper holding a weed whacker with a yellow vest and a hard hat on. How much better does it get? I'd pick the son of a, you know what I mean? I'd pick him up. I'd feel bad. He's that good. And that's a problem, because he is that good. He can fool both genders like it's nothing, because he plays both genders like it's nothing. He can put a wig on and be a woman, take the wig off and be a man. He'll rape women as a man. He'll rape men as a woman. It's the weirdest, like, I don't even know what the heck to call it. Again, be on the lookout in those 5 states and raise your flag in every other state. If he is caught or spotted in another state that's not part of, that's not listed in Arkansas, Tennessee, or Mississippi, the reward is $75,000 if turned in before Saturday at midnight. So tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m. If he is in Memphis, you get $50,000 if he's turned in. If he's not in Memphis, you get $75,000 to turn him in. And if he is brought to Texas, you get $100,000. But it all has to be done by tomorrow night, 11:59 p.m. So for the people that are serious about the reward and know where he is, I'm sure you guys, I hope you are taking it serious, because maybe the reward will go up, but the thing is your time is going up with it. This is your time to talk. If you are helping the escaped prisoner, you can literally save yourself. But let me tell you something. If they find out that you communicated with him after they arrest him or they kill him, you're going to get that sentence for that girl's murder. You're going to get that sentence for the 2 rapes. You're going to get that sentence for the attempted murder in Mississippi. And you bet your bottom dollar Texas is going to take their shit out on you. That's just how it is. So, again, Zimmerman is not planning to stay for the fight. He's not going to go to trial. He's just not. He's going to end up dead, suicide by cop, or suicide. He's not the kind of guy that wants to go stand at death row. That's exactly what he is. He's a death row inmate. He's been condemned. And now he has to pay the price for what he's done. It's unfortunate, I guess, for in his head, but it's fortunate for us. I mean, there are laws, there are rules, and there are punishments. You can't rape, you can't kill, you can't kidnap. It's not that hard. You can carjack, okay? I'll give you that. It's against the law. You're going to get charged. You can carjack. Probably won't escape from prison, right? I mean, or jail. You're not going to try to make a run, but you can carjack. That's fine. I condone carjacking versus rape, murder, and kidnapping, okay? There, Sheriff. If he was a carjacker, man, take 5 years to find him, you know what I mean? But he's just not. You give him 5 years, that guy's going to have so many seeds in so many places throughout this country, and we're not going to know what the hell's going on. And people are going to be ending up dead. Right now, everybody that's going missing in Tennessee or Mississippi, start keeping your eyes out, because there's a chance that whatever happened was because of Zimmerman. Because he's not just a carjacker, he's a raping, kidnapping murderer. Yeah, something that the sheriff forgot to say. We have to make sure the public understands. Kidnap, rape, murder, not carjack. He'll carjack you, but you'll be dead. So who gives a shit about the car at that point, right? So again, if you see something, say something. You can call the U.S. Marshals with any tips. You can call 911. Obviously, if you see him, you can email tips@atnightmedia.com. You can also text, and it'll get directly to me if you text 3225236. You can send me a text with any info. Again, it's 322523636. If you have any information that can lead to his arrest, time is now. Again, the reward $100K if he's taken to Texas, $75,000 if he's found elsewhere, $50,000 if he's turned in Memphis. By tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. If he's not caught, remain vigilant, remain on the lookout. People are going to get hurt. It's a matter of when. If it hasn't already happened, it's going to happen very soon. But it's possible that he's already done it, right? Because he's on the run for already trying to kill somebody while being on the run. So it's not far-fetched. And if he made it to Tennessee, which he did, and he got out of Tennessee, we've got a problem. Again, if you see something, say something. He's wanted in Connecticut for 2 rapes. He's wanted and attempted murder and kidnapping and gun charges and some other stuff. He's wanted in Texas for first-degree murder. He's wanted in Mississippi for armed robbery, attempted murder, and carjacking, apparently. You know, that's the first state where I said other stuff. I'm sure carjacking is in that. You see, Sheriff, that's how you do it. You say the important stuff first. Rape, murder, some other stuff. Not carjacking and some other stuff, you fool. What are you, an idiot? Where did you go to? They need to have a sheriff's school, man, because you are just something else. Carjacking, that's how you start the press conference off. Again, guys, stay safe, stay vigilant, and good luck.